Good morning from Varanasi, India. As you can see behind me, I'm on the banks of the Ganges River. I'm gonna walk down and check out the Ghats right now. It's a little bit more lively than it normally is in the morning because I guess there's a festival happening. I just finished a sunrise boat tour, so I've been up since 4:30 this morning and was able to watch the city wake up and watch the pilgrims engage in their rituals and see all of the ceremonies that take place. There's a lot of chanting, a lot of mantras, a lot of music, and a lot of people, so we're gonna go check it out and I'll tell you some of the stuff that I learned this morning. But first, you can see right under where the pigeons are, you can see that ledge. There's a black mark. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but that is where the water level was recorded as the highest in history, and that was in 1978. So during monsoon season, the water gets really high here, and it covers the sandbar that's over there and gets up towards the trees. So I'll go down there to show you for reference, but that is very high. All right, so the river's down there, and I'm not sure if you can see where the black mark is indicating the water level. That's pretty high. All right, so I'm gonna walk over to what's technically the main ghat right now, which I can't pronounce it. It's like Dashashmwemd. I'll try and pronounce it when I get over there, but a lot of people giving food to the temple up here. So there's people proceeding through the temple up there, and they're giving their offerings right now. And here we'll go up to the line up here. And these are all the women who are waiting to give food and other offerings. I guess men and women, but majority of them are women. And I guess they've been cooking all night for these offerings. And the line goes all the way up there. And there's the name of the temple up there. Or sorry, the ghat. Dashashmwemd. We'll see how far this line goes. Namaskar. Wow, this line is going on and on. The guy who I did the boat tour with told me that people get up at 2:30 in the morning here. That's what time the city technically wakes up, based on the Golden Temple, which is the main temple here in Varanasi. Wow, this is still going. And people have been up since, I think, 2:30. People get out here early. There was people up at 5 a.m. giving these offerings. Wow. So So that's the end of it. Very colorful line of people, but I'm gonna go circle back around. Here's the back street of the Ghat. So anyways, the Golden Temple opens at 2:30, and the city apparently bases the ceremonies and rituals off of that temple. So everyone, after 2:30, everyone practically wakes up, or all the other temples open up, and people, some devout Hindus, practice their ceremonies and rituals. So this is the city in India I was most excited for during my my journey here, based on the photos that I've seen, how old this place is. This is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, and they actually have proof of that from excavation sites, you know, cremation ceremonies that you can witness. I actually came across that earlier, or actually when I arrived yesterday. Alright, so I'm walking down the main Ghat area now. And this is where most of the pilgrims do their rituals. Locals will usually go and perform. Hello, no thank you. The locals will perform their rituals at the Ghats closest to their homes, and this is the one where pilgrims go to. So as you're walking along the waterfront, you'll see many palaces that were built by kings from all around India. For instance, the one behind me over my left shoulder was built by the king of Jaipur a few hundred years ago. And nowadays they have been renovated into hotels and guest houses, and some of them are even residential with people living in them. So washing in the Ganges River is supposed to cleanse you of your karma, and I believe every Hindu in their lifetime should bathe in the Ganges River here in Varanasi at least once in their life. I actually witnessed someone drinking the water yesterday. I assume that might have some more spiritual meaning, thinking that that'll cleanse your... Oh, yeah, no problem. Tennis ball coming my way. Yeah, drinking the water might cleanse you from the inside, but I think that might actually just think it's cleansing you with all the stuff that might be coming out of your... So the men that you'll find all along the waterfront that are sometimes painted white and in orange clothing are considered holy men. They are men who have given up all materialistic possessions and like worldly desires, I guess. They've given up chasing women, looking for marriage, money, a good job, and have dedicated their life to reaching nirvana. And you'll see them performing mantras, rituals, and then at times begging, because they've given up, you know, the ability to find a home and have a home. You give them a couple of rupees and you can take some cool photos of them. They're usually pretty stoned. So behind me is the main area where the ceremonial cremations take place. There are 2 locations here in Varanasi that go 24/7, and this is the main one, and there's a smaller one that's further south. Hindus from all over India come to Varanasi to pass away and to have their cremation ceremony take place here, and have their ashes spread in the Ganges River after they are cremated. I can't get too close out of respect for the recently deceased and for the family members. I accidentally stumbled upon it yesterday, or I should say unexpectedly stumbled upon it, and witnessed a cremation of a man right in front of me and watched it for about an hour. It was just an intense experience, They had about 7 pyres burning, so that kind of gives you an idea of how many people are being cremated here. And they were just bringing bodies up and down the stairs during that hour, chanting mantras. They were wrapped in ceremonial shrouds. So it was just an interesting thing to observe, and I was just 10 feet away from someone being cremated, so that was very intense. So there are a few interesting exceptions to the people who can be cremated at these ghats. One is pregnant women and babies cannot be cremated here. Instead, they are tied down with stones and released into the river to float and sink to the bottom. Also, people who have been bitten by snakes are not allowed to be cremated. Instead, they would be wrapped in banana leaves and sent to float down the river because it has something to do with apparently the fact that they could potentially be revived. I think they've changed that now. And then there's a few other exceptions. I know those are just some interesting ones that I specifically remembered. Also, fun fact, apparently George Harrison's ashes from the Beatles were spread and released into the Ganges River when he passed away. But now that I'm here actually in Varanasi, I've realized that it is like no city I have ever been to. On this trip so far over the past eight or so months, been to over 50 or 60 cities, and nothing can really compare to this place. It's super unique. So you may be wondering what the significance of Varanasi is and why it is so important to bathe in the Ganges River here. Well, the Ganges is a massive river flowing from the Himalayas all the way to West Bengal, but in Varanasi there's a 5-mile stretch where the river actually flows. It switches directions and flows south to north rather than north to south from the Himalayas to West Bengal, and that has spiritual and mythological significance. Excuse me. And I'm not entirely sure what it means, what the story is behind that. However, the fact that the river switches directions during this stretch has importance. So this is the ghat where hotels and guest houses commonly wash and dry their towels and bed sheets. As you can see right there, there's plenty of bed sheets that are sitting out, and then there are some towels right here. So I'm gonna let you guys figure it out which ghat this is, and I'd recommend not staying near here or checking TripAdvisor first for any funky smelling sheets and towels. There are around 81 ghats here in Varanasi, the 3 most important being Manikarnika, which is where the main ceremonial cremations happen, Dashashwamd, which is near where I'm staying, and Panchganga. If you manage to bathe in all 3 of these important ghats, you are taking part in Tri-Tirtha Yatra, as I believe it's pronounced. Sorry if I mispronounce any of these ghats. I just don't know how to pronounce them properly. So all near the water, you'll see people selling these plastic containers, and these small ones are for the ceremonies that take place at the river. After they bathe and wash and purify in the river, they'll fill up these small jugs with the water from the Ganges and take them to the temple and finish the ritual there. The larger plastic ones, like over here, are for the pilgrims who are visiting Varanasi and don't live here. They fill up the water jugs from the Ganges River and take them home. All right, and as you can see, the line here is winding down to get into this temple to give your offerings. So apparently the celebrations and the ceremonies sort of die down around here around midday. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video, showing you everything that I've wanted to show you today. Tomorrow I'm gonna get out before sunrise again and get some videos and some photos and stuff of the Ghats as they're kind of waking up and people are performing the ceremonies during sunrise. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this information about Varanasi and seeing how insane it is here.